Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television.
Okay, the second half of our twin bill coming up from Capital Christian High School, a Golden Empire League matchup as the host Cougars tonight take on the visiting Marysville Indians. Hello again, I'm Will James coming to you from the Cougars Den on the campus of Capital Christian High School. To my left, Lauren Goodman, and to my right, guest announcer Phil Oates, a very familiar name, particularly around the basketball community, where Phil was a highly successful head coach here with the Cougars not all that long ago. Nice to have you with us.
Believe it or not, it was 6 years ago now, so people don't know who I am. By the way, happy 20th anniversary to you at Sacramento Access.
Thank you very much, Phil, and you've been part of that. We are in our 20th year, and certainly we welcome you to what we figure to be another interesting matchup, as Marysville is going to try to pull an upset on the road. And Lauren, they've got a high mountain to climb in order to do that.
They absolutely do. This is going to be an electric one tonight. Both teams are ready for in-league battle, and we're going to see what both teams can produce.
Well, Phil, as former head coach and someone who's got their fingers on the pulse analyzing coaching, the Cougars have a new head mentor now. What a move.
Yeah, the way we found him was amazing. He comes from St. Anthony's, a very historic program on the East Coast. To be honest with you, we first contacted Bobby Hurley Sr., but he's old enough he didn't want to come to California, and through a series of circumstances, we got McCall Woolman, who's doing a great job.
McCall Woolman, first year, taking the helm of the highly successful program here at Capital Christian, and he's doing a whale of a job so far, off to a very hot start, and he gained lots of attention, a couple of wake-up calls at that Gridley Invitational.
Absolutely, man. They are working beyond level on getting the right product out there, putting the game plan together so these players can go out there and execute the game plan.
Well, executing the game plan is certainly part of it. It's going to be a tall task for Marysville tonight, and certainly their head coach is going to have to rely quite heavily on the impact players coming in here to face the Cougars, so the Indians leaders are going to have to play up for head coach Easter.
They are going to have to step up tonight. You see Hall, Harris, and Clean. You're going to have to need those sophomores. You're going to have a big impact in leading this Marysville team.
Malachi Harris, their top scorer, but on paper they're outgunned, Phil, as the Cougars have some terrific firepower that they've shown against some of the best teams in the country.
What Marysville kind of reminds me of our Sacramento Kings in that they're kind of conceding some things and going young. So I think when you show the impact players for Capital, what I'll notice is that was, I think, 2 sophomores and a junior going against 3 experienced seniors.
Well, let's take a look at those impact players, and anybody paying attention around the area knows that these multi-year varsity standouts continue to leave a mark out here on the hardwood.
And you see here for the Cougars, they have Clark, they have Chappell, and they have Burrows, and that senior leadership is definitely going to be an impact for the Cougars and their success.
Well, we've got the table set for you, and you can hear the crowd, and you can hear the best band in the region. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll join our colleague Rick Stewart for more on tonight's big game. Don't go away.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Welcome to the big show. We're at Capital Christian High School for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week with Phil Oates and Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James, and let's turn our attention now down to the floor and our buddy Rick Stewart.
All right, thanks, guys. We got two coaches here that have a different amount of experience. First, let's talk about Marysville and the Indians head coach, Stan Easter. It's his career record of 7-9. He's 85-70 in his career in his sixth season. Best season was 20-9 in 2013 and 25-4 in 2014 and 2015. Postseason record 1-2. Now let's go over to Capital Christian and the Cougars' new head coach first season. That'd be McCall Woolman, 12-5 so far this year, 4-0 league. Big games, big wins. That's the story this year. Back-to-back nights, victory over #1 Folsom in the Gridley tournament. Next night, #2 Sheldon went down in the Gridley tournament. They also had a victory over state defending CIF champion West Campus. So these are big victories in his first year for the Cougars head coach, McCall Woolman. Send it back upstairs to the triumvirate.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Stewart. Yes, some big victories indeed, and he played a brutal preseason schedule against some of the heavyweights around the state and out of state. So they are well rehearsed to come into Golden Empire League play. And Phil Oates, that's been the prevailing trend, is that type of tough schedule in the early season.
Yeah, they need to get toughened up in the preseason to be ready for the postseason. We've got our national anthem coming up now.
Well, we invite you to join us for our national anthem. Here, coming from Capital Christian High School. Home.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Now that is the sound of a championship band here at Capital Christian High School under the directorship of Papa Reber. Nice to have you with us here for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week with Phil Oates and Lauren Goodman and Rick Stewart. I'm Will James. Welcome aboard. Now let's meet our starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Marysville Indians under 6th-year head coach Stan Easter. They have their hands full tonight in the Cougars' den. Point guard Blake Clavel will have his hands full controlling things on the floor. Quentin Hall and Harris, double-figure scorers. Klein and Sheave, 6'5" and 6'6", bruisers inside. And they'll be countered with McCall Woolman's starting 5, and it's a pretty nice quintet, I must say, as they come in with a 12-5 mark, 4-0 in the Golden Empire League. Trey Jones, one of 3 versatile guard types, combo guard types, and he'll be working with 6'3" Kareem Clark and 6'3" senior Zach Chappelle, who is their heart and soul and their top player statistically. And then in the wing forward area, 3-ball sharpshooter Matt Filer working with Rick Barrows. And Coach Oates, you gave me a stat a short time ago on that prolific 3-ball shooting by Filer.
Yeah, Micah is a terrific 3-point shooter. He has set all the records. Homegrown young man. Father's one of the coaches here, and we're very proud of him. What's even scarier is you see that young man in the green sweatshirt with the huddle. That's our 6'7" sophomore who is one of the best players on the team, who's been out all year. So if they had him, who knows where they would be.
If they had him, does he go by the name of Munson?
Yes, that's Kendall Munson, who started as freshman center last year.
Well, I remember him distinctly, and I guess it's hoping for his return by playoff time, I suppose.
Talked to him before the game. He has a wonderful attitude. He's just getting ready to start next year, his junior year.
Well, the visiting Indians already on the floor. There you see first-year head coach McCall Woolman with his Cougars circled around him, and an excellent tandem of game officials assigned by the NCOA to monitor tonight's ball game. There you see our head referee. That would be Grant Fleming, and he's working with partner umpire Chris Christensen.
So, Lauren, let me ask you a question. Would you try to run with them, or would you try to slow it down and just take the air out of it?
You got to slow them down. There's no other in between about it. You got to slow them down. They're already coming out of blazing. There you go. It's steal right there automatically from the gate. Got to try to slow these Cougars down.
Chappelle with the quick hands producing that steal. Heavy traffic, but banked home sweet.
Trey Jones is just underrated because the seniors are so good, but he's going to be the leader next year, and this is going to be his team next year. Coach McCall already said he's anticipating big things for both this year and next year for him.
Marysville down 2, and they lose the rock again. 2 turnovers. Push it ahead, layup, sweet money that time for the flying Micah Filer. Time out taken by Stan Easter and the Indians.
And it was too easy.
Go ahead.
Too easy. Too easy. Of course, Coach Easter wants to get a timeout, quickly get his guys under control, and that's about slowing that pace down. Here we see him coming with a replay. Here, just too easy. Automatic layup.
Capital's so hard because all 5 of those are athletic, can score, can rebound, can do it all. You can't key on anyone. And you can talk about it and see videos on it, but you don't really know what it is till you get on the floor and you face it.
And they've got good size. They've got 3 6'3" guard types and 6'5" forward, and those are tough matchups for the opposition.
Yeah, it's just they are a tough matchup. But again, they're also Division I this year, so they're going to have their hands full when the tournament starts here in about 3 weeks. So,
well, that's quite a jump up for them, but they faced D1 competition early in the season and did well. Here's another steal. Layup missed, follow-up missed, and a follow-up dunk, but a whistle and a foul.
There'll be a tee on Chappelle for dunking it after the play.
2 shots upcoming. So Jahal, who had just come on for the Indians, number 22, picks up the foul, and it places Kareem Clark at the stripe to shoot 2.
When they played Sheldon and Folsom earlier in the year, number 14 Kareem Clark was on the 30-day sit list, as will be number 11 DJ Malat. So they've even gotten better since those days.
Well, and speaking with Coach Woolman, he was very high on Clark and thought he was a welcome addition.
And it's always great New Year's present when you can get a transfer after that 30-day sit.
It was good to see Munson out there, though. I really didn't know, didn't have a recent update on his status. Now double technical, shooting at the other end, and another clunker, Joe Hall. Okay, so 1 out of 2, and it's a 4-1 Capital Christian lead. In this stoppage, it'll be Indian basketball. They'll inbound far side at midcourt. Caden Pearson just off the bench, inbounds, goes to Blake Clavel. Feed low, layup, down.
Nice pass. That's what they're going to have to do consistently for 32 minutes.
Trey Jones on the point, working with Chappelle and Filer, left and right. Lob mishandled by Barros, a turnover. Push it up the floor. Indian transition, but look at that near doubling out there.
Great speed by Cravell.
Deflection and steal taken by Chappelle. Drive it strong, down, and a foul on Parsons.
And you can already tell that length by Chappelle is going to be problems for Marysville all night long. Here you go. You see him putting it on the ground, just getting to the rim with that physicality. Nice hang time, and put it on the glass.
Lauren, you picked up what the Division I coaches like about Chappelle is his length as both a point guard and an off guard. He can play either of that, and he's quick and plays at a high level of intensity too. So he's going to have a nice college career for somebody.
Boy, a welcome
another
addition.
steal.
Here's another turnover, and Trey Jones, a steal, drive, and layup as the Cougars bolt to an 8-3 lead. Clavel, feed low, broken up and stolen. Push it ahead. Barros sends it on the right wing. A dunk try missed by Chappelle, missed time. Filer down. 10-3.
And here we see the Cougars in this full court press. 1-2-2, setting it up really nice, causing a lot of mayhem for Marysville right now.
They break the timeline. We're still early in the first, but early Cougar momentum. And it's the defense that's jump-started it.
The Cougars actually play a non-league game tomorrow night against Sheldon. So one of the things Coach McCall said was he wants to use this as a little bit of a tune-up game for that, play sharp, and then score permitting, give everybody a chance to run, because tomorrow night will be probably a close game.
I would think so, and I imagine it'll be very highly attended. But you saw the sweet, soft touch by Micah Filer on that follow-up.
Watch Micah in the corner here for a 3.
Line it up. Not this time. Rebound yanked by Clavel, a speedy point guard.
Clavel's been showing great speed and handle with the dish right there for the easy bucket.
And he's only a junior. I like him. He's a very nice player.
And Marysville's going to need a little bit more of that to stay in this game and keep it close.
10-5 after the bucket by Sheave. His second. He's got 4 of their 5. Feed the post. Kick out. Chappelle down.
And that was great ball movement by
Inside
the Cougars.
Out, yeah.
Great rotation. Way to get a wide open shot. When you move the ball, you get those looks like that.
I know it's easy to say this up here, but I think, Lauren, you hit on something. Marysville's got to play with confidence. If they play afraid, it'll never work.
Absolutely not. Tonight, you got to have all confidence. What you're going to lose,
play.
that was a great putback right there. Just going up strong and confident. That's what you need in the first quarter.
13-7 after the bucket by Cameron Klein. They broke down the defense and got the easy bucket.
And you can see Marysville slowing down the pace right here in this 3-2, just trying to guard the perimeter and not let them get the inside presence.
Air ball long on the shot by Trey Jones. Transition shown by the Indians as Andy Gray pushes the dribble. Deep J on the way, air ball long, a little bit of glass to go with that. On the miss by Joe Hall. Screaming layup blocked, late whistle.
And here we see Marysville is going to need a lot of these easy buckets. But the Cougars can't allow that to happen. Look at the handle right there. Great dump off to find him wide open for that bucket.
What happened? Did the wing not rotate down on that?
He did not.
That's what I saw too. This is the other 30-day sit. It's really a nice player. TJ Malott.
Yes, we haven't seen him yet. Looking forward to it as we see a number of subs coming in for the Cougars, including 22, Rayberg, sophomore, also coming off that bench. Well, we got on the floor now, Rayberg, 22 in the backcourt, 11, Malott, Trey Jones. Pair of free throws. He's got 4, and it's a 15-7 lead.
And the Cougars keeping this pressure on, as Coach spoke about earlier, and you want to keep the pressure on so you can prepare for tomorrow. They got a big battle ahead, so you're going to see the teams working out their presses, working out some kinks to get ready for that ball game tomorrow.
Xavier Carter also into the ball game for the Cougars. He wears 34. We're at the 3:10 mark.
Great.
Big speed there. Clavel steadies up. Feed the post.
Great double team in the inside for that extra hustle.
Great effort there into the ball game for Marysville. Number 10, their backup center, Jones. Short J is canned beautifully. Nice knockdown there by Klein. So, Phil, their two bigs each have 4 points, 2 buckets apiece for Klein and Sheave.
And I think that's terrific, but number 4, Blake Clavel, he's really making them go. Very similar, I saw the girls' game before this, very similar to number 12 for the girls of Marysville. She kind of makes that go and gets everybody their easy shots. So, no, this is, I think Lauren will tell you, that just remain close. You just want to remain close and have a shot coming down the stretch.
Do, especially on a road game.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, you see it's a packed house tonight. You just want to stay close. And again, you see them trying to pack in the key in this 3-2. And the Cougars are just being patient, rotating the ball. Hopefully they'll get a mishaps and be able to attack that zone.
Whistle way out on the perimeter. They're going to call Clavel foul number 1. Let's take a look at Klein, who operates inside pretty nice and settles for the short J in the mid-range game. 15-9 Cougars. Also into the ball game now, Powell, number 5. Hunter Powell for the Cougars. Feed low.
Nice pass.
Money.
Xavier with a nice pass.
That was a great find, great cut.
Yeah. He's actually already committed to UCLA for baseball, even though he's a junior.
17-9, Capital Christian, 2:20 to go. Here's another steal. Tough D.
Oh, nice pass again.
Oh, yes. And there's Malott with his first bucket. 19-9, largest lead. A whistle and a foul on the double team applied against Clavel.
And here again, you see the great tip and deflection and pushing in transition. The Cougars doing what they want to do, and that's get out and break. And then you get an easy layup when you run along somebody.
Substitution Indians back on Cade Parsons, 24, giving Joe Hall a break.
Capital's lead's really based 100% on their fast break layups. Take those away, and it's a tie game.
And you're seeing a lot of that come from their defensive pressure. You see right there, securing the defensive rebound and then getting out and break. A great rebound, great outlet pass leads to great transition.
Loose ball salvage, deep J, miss from way out there by Powell. Jones rebounds it, and here come the Indians, trailing by 10.
And Clavel has just so much control in transition, willing to pull it out and then explode the speeds. His ability to change speeds is going to be problems for the Cougars all night.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good.
A minute 31 left in the first. Back on for the Indians. Kevin Sheave taking his seat, his buddy Cameron Klein. Parsons gets it into Sheave. Now they set it on top to Clavel.
And we also hear with the Cougars going into their 2-3 defense, expanding it because they have the length to get out to that three-point line quickly.
Here's a salvage by Jones as he took the save along the baseline from Sheave. Jones has his first hoop. 19-11 Cougars. Minute to go in the first. And speaking with Coach Woolman, he said the club has really bought into the defensive effort that they bring, and it's clearly shown so far in this opening quarter.
They have been impressive. And it's an advantage to their length and their speed. When they have the length to get out there on the three-point line, be competitive on the ball, and then they have the wingspan to reach out to anywhere and get any type of stop, they are going to be impressive and hard for teams on the defensive end.
Turnover number 7, screaming layup, take it strong. Oh yes, Rayberg, the sophomore. Back to a 10-point lead, continued full court pressure by the Cougars.
And the Cougars are not trying to take the pressure off. You see that they're trying to push it. Here's another steal, going to an easy layup.
Malott.
And that's the first quarter for us.
Well, I believe Rick Stewart has something else for us here at the quarter break.
All right, let's take a look at the last meetings between these two teams. That was in February of 2017. Capital Christian beat Marysville 97-70 in that game. Marysville won the second and fourth quarter, but it was too much for the first and third. 62-32 blitz for Capital Christian. Allison Alexander and Connor Jeffrey combined for 50 points. Now let's take a look at both the last games, the last outings for these two teams. Last outings was last Friday at West Campus. West Campus took care of Marysville 78-38. And on January 12th of this year, Capital Christian, on the other hand, took care of West Campus 44. They shut down Nate Curran, who had destroyed Marysville for West Campus. So that was good. Series history, like the girls' game and like the boys' game, it's a zip score. 28th meeting, Capital Christian leads 27-0. 3 close calls. February of 06, a 1-point win at Marysville for Capital Christian. 2010, a 1-point overtime win. And the third game, there was a 65-61 game in 2015. Will, back to you.
Okay, Rick, thanks very much. We opened second quarter activity. Cougars up by a dozen.
I think another strength of Capital is you get the second unit. You really don't lose a lot. They still put great pressure on, and then maybe not quite as long, but they're going to keep that pressure on like the first unit does, and that makes it tough.
Powell with the miss, but here's another steal. Malott. Clavel takes it away. Wowee.
And Coach, you're right. You see the same speed, the same tenacity as the first group, And those are the teams that go far in the playoffs. You want to be able to at least go 8, 9 deep with comfort. Those are the teams that are successful in the playoffs.
Well, and Capital's getting all the loose balls right now. And you can't let them do that. They get too many shots at the basket that way.
Foul on Clavel trying to knife in and get the steal.
That is second.
Yes, it is.
So, Coach, I'm going to ask you leave him in with 2? Number 4?
At this point, it's a pace of the game. You want to keep the game in reach, and he's definitely the difference maker with the press still being on and still being applied. You're going to have faith right now in your player, and hopefully he makes a good decision.
Just underway here in the second quarter. Marysville fighting an uphill battle. Loose ball.
Oh, good job by Ish driving on the floor. Yeah, try to get the last minute or 2 and then get him out with only 2. I think that's it. I really like Coach Stan. He came in the league just as I was leaving, so we kind of crossed paths, but it was nice to see him. And I really think he's going to do a very good job at Marysville. This Capital leaves the league next year, you know, the title's going to be up for grabs, and I think he sees that as a real possibility for Marysville.
Opportunity. Parsons will inbound for the Indians. Baseline right. Dump it in. Bank shot.
Nice
Nicely
play.
done by Sheen. He's got 3 buckets for 6 of their 13.
Yeah, Klein is the tallest person on the floor, and he's certainly taking advantage of that.
Loose ball, a break up and a steal, a run out. Great hands right there on the block. That was impressive. Sophomore Rayberg, acceleration and then the good hands.
And you see Coach Woolman right here going with 5 in, 5 out. That's just to keep fresh legs in the game, and everybody's going at a high level. You see them breaking out in transition again. Fresh legs on the floor, easy layup.
Boy, I'll tell you, Clark just ate that alive with a quick first step. And he can hop. Break up and steal. The turnover is just killing the Indians. Micah Filer.
The record just went 1 higher.
Micah Filer finding the sweet spot and just letting it rain. You can tell he's very comfortable in pulling that 3 ball.
He's got one of the best shots around. Miss and a point blank putback. No good. Taken by Klein. Push it strong. Kick to the corner. Nice decision by Filer to reset. Open corner. Jay is buried sweetly. Knocked down beautifully. Clark with the lefty shot. Time out. 31.
And that drive kick offense looking really impressive, Will. They are putting the ball down hard just to get some penetration and some gaps in that defense, and then it's kicking out to wide open shots.
Well, and earlier in the evening, you mentioned Matt Filer and the record on 3-ball shooting. Can you refresh that? Yeah,
Micah Filer has been on varsity since the start of the sophomore year, and he has set both the school record in season and career 3-point shooting. And we still got another, dozen games to go. You know what people don't know too, he's in the top 5 in the state in cross country. So he's looking for a college that will take him on a combination cross-country basketball scholarship because he loves basketball too, so he wants to play both.
How about that? Well,
I think in the last few minutes what Capital has shown, and again, I'm trying not to be biased, but I guess I am, they're unselfish. Micah just buried that 3. 90% of people would have shot that. He kicked it, revolved it. Barrows could have made a layup, but no, he kicked it out to the corner. And I mean, those are tough teams to beat.
And it's all about making those reads. When to kick it out, when not to at points in the game. There is sometimes overpassing when you need players to get going, but they are being very unselfish tonight, moving the ball, and you can see that they have a focus and a target out for whoever they're playing against tonight, Marysville, and tomorrow, Sheldon.
5:20 to go, still early here in the second period from Capital Christian High School. Nice to have you with us for the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. With Phil Oates, Lauren Goodman, Rick Stewart, I'm Will James. And we got a good lead now established by the host Cougars after a somewhat sticky first quarter. Air ball short, beat the shot clock, baseball ahead.
And that was a testament to that great defense that the Capitals had all night. Forcing a 30-second shot clock violation is one of the happiest, probably other than the charge, happiest moments as a coach. That means your defense has been locked down.
On that last possession for Marysville, how often did Blake touch the ball? They stayed on that opposite side. He never got a touch at once. I think he's got to, maybe not shoot it every time, but you got to go through him. He's the player on that team to me.
Micah Filer. Now a nice feed inside. Chappelle sends it back out.
Ooh.
Filer, back rim, no. Scrap for the board, and Husky Kevin Sheave comes up with it.
And Marysville needs a bucket right here. This is important in them staying in the game for the first half.
Beautifully done right there. The entry pass was dynamite, and the finish by Klein was good.
Klein and Sheave are a good front line.
I think so too, Phil.
They've held their own.
A lob, boom! Chappelle from the offside, back cut and crammed it to his elbows.
And there's the high flyer, kids. He put that down with ease.
Break the press. A block from behind. The follow missed at point blank range. Barros doing a job. Look out, Filer down. Fast break.
And the Cougars are getting in their groove right now.
How quickly they surge, 35-15 midway second.
And they're doing it in intangibles, getting blocks, making an extra pass. That's what you need to do to get out in transition and be a good team. And you see them again pushing in transition, trying to find somebody, loses it there, but great team hustle.
Kick out by Filer. Now Chappelle feeds Clark. The lefty missed, but a follow-up by Barros is right in the middle. 37-15, the Cougars continuing to pour on the points.
And Marysville got to find a way to stop the bleeding right now. They got to find a way to either get the ball in the rim or stop them in transition.
Pavel short from the corner. Clark, good jumping, but he gets out-bodied there. Tip in
good. Good tip.
Great second chance effort right there on the offensive rebound.
Coach Yeager's a big believer to stem that teams in situations like Marysville, they need 3 consecutive stops. He's a big believer in you can stop them once, but when you're behind like this, you've got to make 3 consecutive. So let's see how they do and if they can cut into the lead.
Jones down the baseline, bobbled by Barros, out of bounds. Okay, let's see the hop.
And he was all the way up. I mean, head all the way touching the pad on that one right there.
Is that the first time you've seen Zach play?
It is not the first time I've seen him play. I've seen him play before, and he's been impressive every single time.
He's a wonderful young man, 4-year varsity starter, so obviously you expect big things with him.
Another turnover. In their haste, the Cougars throw it away.
You talked about McCall's stamp on the team. He is a big believer in zone press and zone defense. And the previous coaches, in fact, the previous 3 coaches, me, Coach Battenberg, and Coach Jones, we were all man defense guys. So it's been interesting to see him transform this and really do a great job.
Well, Micah Filer has left his stamp on this game, both from short range and deep corner gunning threes, as the 20-point lead looks rather imposing here late in the second quarter. Barros had a quiet first half, but hustle plays like that and his defense on the other end just now still stand out. Well,
you know, I've been on the other side of games. I've been in Coach Easter's chair before. And to me, in these situations, you have to break the game down into smaller increments and try to win 2 minutes. Don't try to win 16 minutes. Try to beat these guys for 2 minutes and then 5 minutes. And so let's see what they do here if they can cut into that lead. See if they can cut into that lead and go in with maybe a 15-point deficit and a positive feel.
And it's about possessions, combination of possessions. You got to go down here and score, and then you got to go get a stop. You got to go score, and you get a stop. So you can even break it down. Great and one right there on the second chance effort. They needed that. That was a stop and a score, and they need to put more series of those together. Great second chance effort by Parsons right there. Just trying to find a way to get it up, and one.
And he knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play, and they need all the points they can get here in the next minute and a half to try to draw close at the intermission. 37-20 Cougars. You know, they've had some flash plays on offense, but their defense has triggered most of their points.
And they're just so patient, taking their time, unselfish on the offensive end. Bam, and it leads to a wide open three.
Well, Rick Barrows, a veteran of this program and a high scorer, is now starting to contribute. Here's a takeaway by Clark. Lob. Boom! Chappelle with his second alley-oop slam.
And he is not playing around with that rim.
Well,
He is
that was
trying
a great
to tear
play
it
by
down.
Kareem. Number 14, that was just a great steal and an unselfish pass. And
Spin the replay down.
And it started with defense. You're 100% right. The defensive possession and just the sense to gain it under control and throw it up to the big fella.
Yep.
That's impressive as well.
The defensive tenacity by the Cougars, I think, has impressed me more than anything else so far in this first half.
Not letting up. Not letting up. That's just the part of defense. It's about heart on the defensive end.
There it is again, just as we speak of it. Jones, feed the middle, intercepted. Whistle in transition. So Micah Filer will pick up his first foul, shutting down that transition. Non-shooting, inbounding near side midcourt, Cody Loftus of the Indians with 40 seconds left in the half.
I happen to see Capital play down in Palm Desert. Their weakness, if you're going to beat them, you're going to beat them inside. You're not going to
break up and steal by Chappelle, but his flip is picked and Jones lays it in.
Their loss in the championship game was to an all-star team out of Washington, coached by NBA star Brandon Roy, and they held their own on the perimeter, but they do need to be able to control the paint a little bit better, I think, if they're going to advance.
A layup is wiggled in by Barrows on the feed from Chappelle. And there is a buzzer concluding the first half, and mostly it was Capital Christian as they post a 44-22 lead at the break here, and I'm quite sure that the halftime discussions, particularly in that Indians locker room, are going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Marysville's played that bad. They just got to keep the ball.
I agree. Well, let's turn our attention down to floor level. Rick Stewart is standing by with head coach Stan Easter.
22-point game.
They're a very talented team. They're very talented, and we're really young, and we're missing 3 starters. So I still love the way my guys are competing, but we can't win a game by turning it over. We have far too many turnovers. I know we have at least 15, and if you let a good team like that get turnovers and get easy baskets, they're going to be hard to beat.
What's going to be the one key you have to accomplish in the second half to close the game?
Stop turning it over, because when we don't turn it over, we're getting easy baskets ourselves. So we just have to stop turning it over, and it's our youth that's allowing that. But I think that we'll fix that, and it'll be a much closer game in the second half.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
You.
All right, thanks. All right, Will, send it back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Appreciate it. 44-22, a cozy lead right now for host Capital Christian. We want you to stay right there, because we're going to come back for a whole lot more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Maria, so how's work?
It was fourth period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bella and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
You can see the score there. It's a 22-point game, but it doesn't feel like that. But here's the real pleasure. I've got 2 four-year starters as players of the game from our girls' game tonight between Marysville and Capital Christian. First, let's talk to Elisa Canty Abdallah from Marysville High School. Elise, tremendous game out there. What's been the secret to your improvement over your 4 years?
Probably just always staying, you know, like above, make sure I'm in the gym all the time and just make sure I'm always helping out my teammates and just being a great team player.
So you're just a gym rat at heart.
Yes.
Now, I was talking with your dad on the sideline, and he was like, I didn't really know too much about this, and my daughter kind of got me into this. How's the momentum of trying to move parents in the right direction?
It's very hard, you know. Hopefully their heart is into it, and, you know, like they love their kid enough to go and come watch every game, and yeah.
So up to 25 points a game. Now, you've had some injuries, but, you know, on your team. Yeah. Nobody else is averaging more than 5 right now. How big of a burden is that on you?
It's a lot of me doing mostly all the work, but I try to still be a great teammate to everyone and keep on pushing.
Outstanding. Well, good job tonight being our players of the game from Marysville, and best of luck the rest of the season, too.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Elise. All right. Elena Hall, 4-year starter with Capital Christian. What was the key out there for you tonight?
Honestly, we're a young team, but we had to adjust to what we had. And in the beginning, we were struggling, but Coach Baker made adjustments, and so did we as players. And we came back and worked harder. So I think once we adjusted, we knew what we had to do, and we worked hard. So
senior year, 4-year starter. Okay, what's it mean to you this year?
This year it means everything. It's my last year, so like I'm putting in everything I got out there. And so whether it's at practice or even on the game, on the court, I just got to give it my all. So, and Coach Baker is pushing me the hardest I can to give my all. And I'm struggling sometimes. I'm not perfect, but.
Well, that's the best part about it being a team game. When you're struggling, somebody else picks you up.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on being our player of the game tonight, and best of luck going forward the rest of the season and the playoffs.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with coaches and maybe a moment with Papa Reber. We'll be right back. 44-24 is our score.
'I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Funny! Sorry, I almost killed you. We've all been misunderstood. I'm not a fighter.
Oh, I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
With the right support, everyone can reach their full potential because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
(44-24) is the score at halftime. Coach Woolman, is it the score you expected from what you saw out there?
I think so. I mean, a few more points than we want to give up defensively, but we're sharing the ball well and scoring, taking pretty good shots, so yeah.
A lot of high-flying action out there, too. I mean, that just with the flow of the game.
Yeah, flow of the game. We got some guys that can finish above the rim, so we try to run some plays for them.
big wins this year against Folsom and then the next night against Sheldon. And how big were those for the program?
Oh, they're big-time wins, especially on back-to-back nights in a competitive tournament like Gridley. So it does a lot for the team's confidence and kind of gives us a benchmark where we're at.
What's going to be the key in the second half to hold on and lock it down?
Oh, man, it's going to be defensive intensity. Can we keep it up with the lead that we have, and can we continue to share the ball?
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, thanks. All right, we'll send it back out. 44-24 is the score.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, I'm here with Papa Reber. Papa, tremendous sound you have, but tell me about the program. How does it survive? Everybody's going to point at you, but you won't.
Well, I started in third grade. Third, fourth, and fifth grade, we started the elementary kids learning how to play an instrument. Move into middle school, into high school, and we play with this. I have a bunch of old schoolers that play around town to come and play with my high schoolers and middle schoolers, keep the program going.
Now, you playing a lot of music that really touches my soul as well. And I know it touches yours, but the kids like it too.
Oh, we're playing old jazz standards, pop stuff, old 70s and 80s songs, and current stuff. It's a lot of fun.
What could be better for you?
I'm living the dream, literally.
And you know, the big joke sometimes when somebody says that, is it your dream or is it somebody else? It's obviously your dream.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much.
All right, Papa, thanks for spending some time with us. All right, 44-22 is the score. We'll send it back up to Will.
Okay, Mr. Stewart, yes, Papa Reber casts a giant shadow and has left such a tremendous impact on student musicians originating from this area. An elite band that he directs with pride and passion. 44-22. I don't know if our fans would consider that an insurmountable lead, but we'll see what Stan Easter comes up with. He did mention something important, and that was the injury to three key players, and a couple of them, Hall and Harris, averaging over 20 between them. So they're shorthanded, but the Cougars played on such a high level in that first half, it might not have made a difference.
I don't think it would have made a difference at this point. The Cougars definitely are playing upper echelon. You're going to see some plays here from the Cougars' explosiveness. They've just been strong all over, whether it's Burrows finishing under the basket, whether it's shooting a long three, getting the second chance efforts. Like, the Cougars are doing every intangible, and sometimes it doesn't matter who's on the floor. When you have 8, 9, 10 players doing the intangibles, it's going to be to the upside of that team.
Yeah, I think what's impressive that I've seen is that Capital plays this way regardless of who the opponent is. If they're playing Sheldon, when they play Sheldon tomorrow night, this is probably what you will see. It may be enough, it may not be enough, I don't know, but they play the same way, and they don't play down, they don't play up. They're pretty consistent in what they bring to the floor every day.
Well, Chappell, and Barros, as you saw the replays there, very tough on both ends of the floor. And their decision-making was almost flawless in that first half.
You talked about insurmountable leads. If you divide the 16 minutes into 4 minutes, you say, okay, we're going to win each 4 minutes by 2 baskets. Then they win the game. Or they're close.
I love optimistic arithmetic.
Easier said than done?
Yeah, sometimes it can be easier said, yes. So we're underway here in the third. 22-point cushion enjoyed at the present time by the Cougars. Back cut, bobbled by Clark as he was bumped going up and took a shot. Chris Christensen spotted the foul on Kevin Cheeve.
I know my friends are going to hear this, and I might get in trouble for saying it. Is it offensive to keep running that same play, do you think?
It is not. Absolutely not. You are working on execution right now.
Okay.
That's it. You're working on execution. Now, am I running the same play over and over? Of course, because Access Sacramento is here, and I want to get on TV. So any opportunity I could get to get a kid a dunk tonight or get them an opportunity to get a wide open three. I've been in this position like coach. I mean, I've let players go hit 6 threes, 7 threes because the lights are on tonight.
Lauren, I've just met you. You're pretty cool.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
1 out of 2 for Clark. 45-22 and continued full court pressure, badgering these Indian ball handlers. A 10-second violation and a turnover. Oh my goodness.
Another impressive play. Coach is just marking off. These are the checklists that you have as a coach. You want to get a 10-second backcourt. You want to get a 30-second backcourt for shot clock violation. You want to get charges. And coach is seeing all that tonight, and that's what coach was talking about earlier. You got to play at a high level every night. You can't just go out there and do stuff. You see wide open three, knocks it down from deep. You can't just go out there and turn on high level play. You got to play like this every day. You can tell that they practice like this. It has to be in how you walk, how you eat, how you breathe. You cannot just go out and say, I'm playing the top team. I want to play good tonight.
Barros defended the rim beautifully and shut down Jones on that layup try, following the deep corner three from Micah Filer. So Cougars continue to light up all their Pistons.
Again, easy to coach up here, but I think the way you beat Capital's press is not to stand still like they're doing, get a few cuts involved, and open up different passing lanes, because they've scouted out where the passing lanes are.
Right now to help Marysville, you see the fumble right there, and the Cougars pushing in transition. But Marysville needs to bring a two-guard front to help offset the 1-2-2. Obviously, all my coaches out there and everybody watching basketball, to offset a zone. There's another three from deep, and they're letting it rain in the Cougar den.
Held ball tie-up, possession arrow to Marysville, and Trey Jones is lighting up the tray.
Again, it's like a multiple holes in the dam. You put your finger in one, the other one's going to pop out.
Trey Jones with a pair, Filer with another, 3 straight threes.
And there you've seen a little bit of the two-guard front, but when they have the two-guard front, you change it, and there's the big fella stretching the range out right there. I like it.
That's nothing new. He does have 9 3-balls on the season, make it 10 now as they answer with a tray. Jones, another 3-ball from the corner pocket.
And Trey's feeling the lights. That's feeling the lights right there.
57-25, 4 threes in rapid succession here in the first minute and a half. Another one, not this time for the
Coach,
big guy.
I'm nervous about this passing with Marysville. They've got the two-guard front, but they're just throwing it over the long hands. Is it a heat check?
Heat check.
Heat check right there, Coach. And that was an okay shot. He hit 2 in a row. Let's see if it's going to go down third time.
Finally a miss on the other end from outside. Clavel just can't get it going. Another miss. Transition. Clark has it stripped away. The save is good. It's a turnover.
Good defense by Clavel right there. Great speedy hands.
Substitution Marysville on for the Indians. Bryce Handy Gray coming on. He's wearing 11. Also into the ball game, 23, Nick.
Now you see he's
Simeon.
on the island by himself, and here comes the pressure again. Long hands tipping out, trying to get deflections. But he's going to need a little bit more help than just that one ball handler up top.
Because one thing about Capital, they're going to play hard. They're going to play hard for 32 minutes, and you know they're going to be sensitive to the score, but they're not going to just not play.
Yeah, and that hasn't changed. I mean, I grew up in the old Capital days playing against Sacramento High School, the Kevin Galloway days, and seeing those big battles against Sac High and Capital. So nothing has changed in the protocol of every player that wears a Capital jersey. They know they want to just come out here and give the best effort, and you see Coach trying to work on some execution right now, working out some fine tunes. Marysville needs to be more aggressive right now.
Well, they're going man-to-man.
I want to see them just play. When the score is like this, you got to just play.
So Trey Jones, here's Barrows down the slot, fouled on the drive by Handy Gray. We're midway third, and it's been 3-ball derby for the host Cougars here in the third quarter. 4 of them, 3 by Trey Jones, another by Filer, who's got 2 in the game. So let's see how he got himself at the line.
Burroughs is just finding ways to get in the gaps and get to the line right there.
Barrows just fills up the stat sheet, and I think there's some schools that have watched him more than once and really appreciate what he does. And I would bet everything that he's going to play somewhere next year. He's just that great a kid and can do it all.
Break up. Jones had the tip, send it ahead. Clark has it blocked out of there by Joe Hall.
And that was an impressive block. Way to keep the hands active. Should have just dumped that little pass to Trey Jones right there. Maybe would have got it easily.
Well, I'll have to believe the scoreboard's correct, so my math must not be. 58-28. Filer, chase down, and transition started here. Handy Gray, feed low, kick out, corner J, Filer rebound. Send it ahead to Trey Jones. Get inside, bank it home, no bucket. They call it travel, but that looked like a pretty nice controlled drive right there.
Yeah, Chris has been coaching a long time.
Here you come, just trying to have active hands, and that's maximum effort right there. That's all the coach wants, is to not give up the play after a turnover.
Parsons gets the up court pass. Attack, feed low, another turnover. Picked by Barrows, fast break layup by Clark, and he's fouled on the drive. Going to the bucket against Cody Loftus.
And you can tell right now, Clark is trying to go make somebody on the poster. He's trying to go put the arm in the basket at this point. You can see as he puts the ball on the ground, he is trying to take some flight, and everybody's just trying to, intercept that.
On the previous one that got blocked, if you watch Coach McCall on the side, he was kind of scolding him for not giving the ball up on that last pass.
Absolutely.
Because he had that guy open on the wing.
Coach wants you to make the easy play.
Well,
every time. Coach wants you to make the easy play, and that was the easy play.
And the unselfish play.
But again, we are on Access live tonight. So I got to go make a play, Coach.
You know what? You're right. I concede.
2 for 2 for Clark.
And you can also tell that the Cougars this is their natural environment. They are used to the loud noise in the crowd and the attention, and that's just credit to the program and the prestige of the program when you have players just filling in no matter who's the coach, who's there, what time it is, the players are playing, and that's a credit to the Capital Christian program.
Yeah.
The turnovers, Phil, keep piling up for the Indians. That's number 20.
Can't do it. That's 20 more shots you're giving the Cougars. Potentially.
Tough D by the hosts.
And Stan would agree with that. I think he said so much at halftime that they can't make 15 turnovers again. And they're on their way to do it the same similar number.
Now, though they met earlier in the season in that Gridley tournament, I wouldn't be surprised if Sheldon had a scout out here jotting down a few more notes.
I would not be surprised either.
In that anticipation of tomorrow night's rematch at the Sheldon Challenge.
Preparing for tonight, I noticed that Marysville is ranked 14. I don't know if Division IV takes 12 or 16 teams. I really kind of hope Marysville makes it.
I do as well.
I think he's doing a good job. I think this group needs to go to the playoffs. They may be one and done, but they need that experience to pay off for them next year. And I think Coach Easter's a great coach. I think he's a very good coach.
And it's all about the response after tonight. Yeah. Some schedules in leagues, playing in tough leagues, you got to understand then some of those games are guaranteed losses. Everybody can't be Capital Christian. Everybody can't mark every game as a win. And there are some games that you mark as L's. You just have to respond to the game that you're supposed to win
I wasn't sure I was going to make this comment, but I will. Historically, Marysville is 0-27 against Capital. I mean, that's a fact.
That is an amazing stat, particularly in light of the fact that the girls were facing the same deficit coming into their game earlier. 0-27 coming in here.
Yeah.
60-28, Capital Christian on top. 3:15 to go. Flip side of quarter number 3.
So you've got 2 juniors, a sophomore, and 2 seniors out there right now for Capital. So we'll see what they do.
Baseline jump shot is drilled. Evan Johnson.
And that's just patience within the offense. Every player is just taking their time, moving the ball around until it's the right shot. Not your shot, the right shot.
Full court pressure continues. Intercepted on the dead run. Here he comes, Evan Johnson. Boom, a miss on the dunk. Transition the other way, wild pass. But the Indians salvage the possession with 2.5 to go here in the third.
The Indians just trying to find ways to stay in this game.
2:20 to go. The Cougars reset.
They got out of that man-to-man pretty quick, didn't they?
Rayberg on the floor, 22 with the rock. Break up and steal, good hands, send it ahead. Clavel banks it home.
And that was a great pump fake. Younger guy, little guy, getting everybody up in the air and then just finishing after everybody flies by.
It's his first points of the ball game. He's averaging about 7 a game, but his first hoop there. And again, they're playing without Hall and Harris that combined for about 20 a game.
And that's, you can tell the impact tonight. You can see players kind of uncomfortable because they're in different positions.
Wheel and deal one-on-one. Well, Blake Clavel finally off the schneid. Here he comes in transition. Stop, pump fake, off balance flip.
And the Cougars are not taking the pressure off. They got their second team in, working on offense, get a tip deflection. Marysville controls it.
Nicely done. Good job. Broke the press and scored at the other end. And double K, Cameron Klein with the bucket.
And Klein's been consistent, just trying to get opportunities, but if you can't get through the first layer of the press, he can't get the ball.
Malott, Look at that jump and rebound. A miss on the follow, but Sky Pilot out of bounds to Marysville. And let's take a look at Cameron Klein working hard here. Turn and score. Time out. It's a 30 that Marysville's going to take. It comes with less than a minute to go here in the third, and a comfortable 30-point cushion enjoyed by Capital Christian. It will be interesting tomorrow evening in South Sacramento at the Sheldon Challenge when those two teams hook up again. Though it's a non-leaguer, I'm quite sure Joey Rawlings and the Huskies are going to try to impressively flip that outcome that they suffered at the Gridley Invitational.
When I coached, the CIF did not count non-league games after January the 1st, but I don't know if that's still their policy. But even if they don't count it in terms of the seedings and that stuff, the B counts it. And the winner of that game will come out next ranking and be the #1 team in the city.
I can't wait, but looky here, next week we got something else. It's a little deviation. It's a football doubleheader, the annual Pig Bowl, and the 45th Guns and Hoses. And that'll be followed immediately by the 2018 Optimist All-Star Football Game, all coming your way January 27 from Hornet Stadium on the campus of Sacramento State.
Coach Max Miller coming out of retirement to coach the Optimist game. You think he'll get flagged for technical? Or
That is
in
great.
Football? I don't know.
Well, he might just try for it.
He might. And Bullock, I mean, that's iconic. That's iconic.
It is. Wow. Powell with a great effort there.
Yeah, but he didn't do it. It was out on them. Nice shot.
Almost got it to go. Blake Clavell with a nice drive. So Powell's going to get called for the foul, Hunter Powell. And there's a good close-up there of Indian point guard Blake Clavell. Clunk.
And he has been in the game the entire night. I haven't seen him get out of the game or get a sub unless it's been a timeout. So his legs are probably weary right now, and he hasn't got any type of rhythm offensively, so hopefully he can knock this one down. Great adjustment.
1 out of 2 in the final 20 seconds of this third quarter. It's been all Cougars beginning the second half with 4 straight 3 balls. 3 by Trey Jones. Long miss by Powell, leap and rebound. Malott sends it back outside. Foul line jump shot, missed flat. Follow up, blocked from behind. Nice job there by Klein. There's a buzzer ending the third that concludes with Capital Christian on top 62-33. Don't wander off. Fourth quarter action dead ahead here on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
We open fourth quarter action with the dynamic Cougar pep band under the direction of Papa Reber. Resounding music here in the Cougar den. 62-33.
Number 23, Ryan Berry's in the game for the Cougars.
Well, Coach Woolman is utilizing a deep rotation. Jump shot bounces in on cue. Ryan Berry.
And this is the best part about blowout games or games where you have a significant lead. You get every player in the game. You give everybody an opportunity. And that's why we play basketball. We want everybody to have fun and enjoy it.
What happened? Yeah, this is Ryan, great kid. Good friend of Harold Presley's. Good bounce. Did he call bounce or bank on that?
I don't know if he called bounce, but the bank is definitely closed right now, so I'm going to give him the bounce.
I know Coach Woolman tries to tell the players in the year, because the first part's so competitive, there's not a lot of these kind of games early on. And he's gotten his people just to be patient, that they'll get a lot of playing time by the end of the year. And this is showing that.
And being at a powerhouse and understanding when you have depth, you want your players that are in your second string, third string, even if it's a guy that never gets in, you want them to play right now because anything can happen as the season goes. You see Coach Easton right there just trying to get his team to battle on and hung on. And it's about effort, how you finish the game right now on both ends. Right. How you finish the game is crucial to your next game.
Well, you want these guys, you want that second unit to get better because they have to play the first unit in practice. So you want them to get better and have confidence. Inbound
will come from the near side. Malott to shove it in for the Cougars. We're a minute into the fourth quarter, and Capital Christian just cruising right now. Pull-up jump shot from deep range is buried. Rayburn.
I don't have it in front of me. That's going to be 5 or 6 different players that have threes already tonight.
And they've been great looks. None of them have been contested or forced. They've been in rhythm, in the offensive scheme, and that's impressive, but not only by the coach, but the players are executing it.
Breakaway layup, easy money in transition, Rayburn.
And they're still playing lockdown defense. They're not giving any baskets up for easy. There you see the tip by Malott, and then you see 2 white jerseys around it to tie it up. They're still giving maximum effort.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the run out. Cashed in by Rayburn, the sophomore. He's got 5 points recently. Here he is again from deep range. Pow!
And I think you have to take your hat off to Coach Woolman, Coach File, the other coaches, because that starts with the coaches demanding your best every minute. You're going to miss a few shots, you're going to turn it over, but that means you can still play hard.
Pull up Jay, not this time for Powell. Rebounding foul.
Yeah, already tonight that's 10 threes by 7 different players. I mean, who are you going to key on? What are you going to do?
In games like this, it's not even about stopping the one player. No. You got to stop the team at what they're good at. You're not going to stop one player. That's going to be impossible. You can limit them, but you're not going to stop them. And you need to stop what they're good at. And Capital Christian did what they're good at. Yeah. Get in transition, high flying, and shoot threes. Look at the defense right there.
Look out. Breakaway layup. A steal, drive, and score cashed in by Rayburn.
Yeah, Coach Thorne, you picked out something real important, I think, for Marysville. They need to play better these last 5 minutes to carry them over into the second half of the year and maybe go 4-1 or something and get into the playoffs. And how they respond to this is going to tell a lot about them.
Xavier Carter with the block, and on the other end, he hits the layup.
Because there's 2 tails to the end of this story for Marysville. This can be a depleting, defeating game that takes all the energy out of them and may not lead down a good road, or they can finish strong right now and play well going on. You see right here, great strip again.
Yeah,
and
Ishmael, they call him Ish.
Travel.
Ish has a secondary role this year, but he's only a sophomore, and he's going to be really, really good next year.
Well, as you all know, we select a player of the game from each squad, and Rick Stewart will be interviewing them in the post game. So we've got the ballot ready now, and that's only, we have to fill it out. So we're going to get some inspiration from Coach Oates here and keep you in suspense. A 3-ball again. Number 11 on the night.
And this second unit has been impressive for Coach. Like you said, you got Malott after this 30-day sit. And here you go again. This is just like Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's when you can get a player as good as him, as impressive as him. After that 30-day sit, you got a wonder work to go.
8 players, 11, 12 threes.
Baseline inbound will come from Parsons. 3:52 to go, fourth quarter action. Break up, another turnover. And hitting the scoring column with the left-handed layup, Hunter Powell.
Here again, you got the easy left hand. This is the best part about when you see coaching moments. That was a clean left hand, and that's rarely seen in high school basketball, so that was impressive.
Again, unselfish. Gentleman could have taken it all the way. Barry could have taken it all the way, and I think, again, that's a hats off to the coaches.
Well, he's back at it again. Another bucket that time for Evan Johnson.
One of the other keys to Capital's success is watch when they're on offense. Watch the starters on the bench and see how engaged they are. They're not just playing it out 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Here's Johnson again with a nice little, his soft touch with the one dribble jumper is impressive. He's been doing it all night. And you see him again sinking another one. Great hustle.
Well, the running clock has speeded along this fourth quarter as it just keeps ticking here on the dead ball sequence. 81-34. A all-around dynamite performance by these Cougars. Clavel valiantly has given it his best as they play shorthanded. Tip try, missed, got a rebounding foul in the paint.
And it's apparent that Clavel was missing a few players. You see a little bit hesitant to make some moves tonight, building that trust with other players and building camaraderie with other players that you don't normally play with on game day. Was definitely one of his struggles and one of the things Marysville couldn't get over today.
Well, Harris and Hall are probably on the receiving end of his passes most of the time, and they probably finish off a little bit better and keep you close. And I think I'm encouraged for Coach Easter. I'm encouraged for Marysville.
I am too. And if you look at those two scores, Harris 6'5" wing and Hall 6'3", they would have made their presence known tonight, but I'd have to consider their performance at least A-.
Yeah, I think they played pretty well.
Well, look what we got here coming up. It's back to football. We are going to have the 45th Guns and Hoses. 1 p.m. It's a matinee at Sac State. Hornet Stadium will be jumping again, so you might want to mark that one on your calendar. But here at Capital Christian High School tonight, the highly regarded host Cougars really put on quite a scintillating show.
The Cougars have been very impressive tonight. You can tell that coach not only got a good team, but his team is playing well together under a new coach and responding well to him. So that's a great upside for the Cougars.
Minute and a half left. Parson inbounding. It's tapped away and stolen. Powell feeds it ahead. Another run out. Alley-oop. Off target. Don't want to get hurt on that this late in the game.
And those are the plays that coaches definitely want back. And like, let's just get the easy layup. We don't have to waste it on a dunk. But also, if you're going to prepare me up for a dunk, man, can you give me a good pass? I'm on access tonight. I'm trying to look good.
Well, Lauren, you said that very well. You even got a huckle out of Ronicia. Save at the baseline. Wild pass to the corner.
But again, look at the Capital bench. They're all standing and encouraging the last minute of a game that's pretty much been decided for a while.
They are engaged, whether it's making the extra pass, trying to get your player or teammate the right pass, trying to make highlights. They have been a team tonight, and that's also impressive and encouraged to the coaching staff in the program that they have here, is that they're excited about playing and they want to play.
Layup at the other end, cashed in sweetly by Ryberg, the sophomore, coming on strong. He's got 9 in the quarter, 11 for the game.
And you can tell Ryberg didn't want to get in trouble anymore with coach, so he just went ahead and laid that one up.
Capital will just let the clock run out now, or they better.
And Ryberg thought about throwing another one, but he just went and finished that one for an easy layup.
There's a final buzzer. This one is in the book, and it turns out to be a convincing 83-36 victory for host Capital Christian. They were firing on all cylinders tonight. 11 Cougars hit the scoring column, Phil.
Yeah, they're just an unselfish program. I think that's one of the keys. I think that's historically how they've been. But Coach McCall, you know, following Coach Jones, he's taken it to an even higher level of unselfishness, I think. It starts with the leadership of Rick and Zach and Mike. It starts with the leadership of the seniors, and they're emulating the people that were seniors when they were sophomores. You kind of get that inbred as you go to school here.
You betcha.
And we're encouraged, if you look in the screen back there, you know, we always want to part company with our friends here, and wish them well.
Well, don't wander off in the postgame. Rick Stewart will be interviewing our players of the game. We'll hold you in suspense, and he'll also, if possible, if he's available, have a word with first-year head coach McCall Woolman when we return to the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Maria, so how's work?
It was fourth period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bella and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening at Capital Christian High School, where tonight the host Cougars in a Golden Empire League matchup with Marysville High School prevailed in a big way as their team really put it together. Their entire ball club, the entire roster contributed, 11 players scored, and certainly it was a stellar performance in all regards. And Lauren Goodman, I think you probably share that sentiment, and Phil Oates, I want you to comment on it as well.
Lauren, let's go first.
It was a masterpiece on one end, and you could tell some struggles on the other end. The Cougars came out ready to play.
I think you see why the CIF is moving Capital out of this league next year. It really isn't a lot of fun to win by that much or to lose by that much. You want the competition at this stage of the game. And but Capital, the game's scheduled. Capital's going to show up, and Capital's kids are going to play hard.
And Phil, I like the remarks you had about Stan Easter and what he's doing with the program. But let's go ahead and identify our players of the game this evening. Lots of selections, and point guard Blake Clavel playing under extreme adversity. The Indians shorthanded tonight, but a stellar performance. All-out hustle, never say die. And Trey Jones jump-starting a second half rout with 3 straight threes. Another dynamite ball game for the Cougar guard. Let's turn our attention now to Rick Stewart. He is standing by with our players of the game. Rick?
Earlier we had 2 seniors that had played 4. Now we've got 2 juniors. I guess that makes me the senior. But with these guys feeding me, I could probably score 2. First off, Blake Clavel from Marysville, player of the game. Blake, it was a tough game out there. The point spread was a little bit wide, but at the same time, it didn't feel like it was that far apart.
No, what we tried to do is keep it as close as we can. That's a good team we played, and we just tried to keep it as close as it was. Yeah, playing with players short. We're short players, and we just tried to come out here and do what we could do. We try to play hard.
It looked like their press really gave you a little bit of a problem early in the game. Is that true?
Yeah. They had an aggressive press. They get a good job with it. They pressure the ball well, and they jumped a lot of passes, and we just got to work on it.
All right, well, congratulations on being our player of the game for Marysville tonight. Best of luck the rest of the season, the rest of the year, and as well your senior year, Blake.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Blake. All right, Trey Jones, another junior, another quality junior. Now, you guys had an easy game by the score. The starters didn't play in the fourth quarter, didn't even play from like 3 minutes left in the third quarter. How beneficial is that to you guys as a team?
Honestly, I just want to just thank the men above. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. But we're just trying to get our team going. Our starters we're pretty good. We're just trying to get our bench going because they're not really where we want to be. But as soon as we get our bench going, we'll be a good team, perfect team on the road. We're just trying to get to where we want to be.
All right, what was the key out there for you guys tonight? It was, like I said, it was a wide point spread, but it didn't really feel that way at some times.
It was just keeping our composure. I mean, we wasn't really looking over the game, but as time go on, we got to realize what we're trying to get and where we want to go. So we're just preparing for that.
How huge were the 2 victories against Folsom and Sheldon early in the season for your program to buoy the feeling?
Once again, we just want to thank God. If He wasn't here, we wouldn't be here. But we knew that we had some big games coming on in the Greeley, and we were preparing, and we had good practices, and we were ready.
Huge tournament, and you guys stood tall.
Yep.
Right on. Well, good luck this rest of this year, playoffs going forward, and your senior year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Trey. Good job. All right, Coach Woolman. The first half was a 20-point difference, but you expanded that. I mean, how did you do that? You played your bench really the whole fourth quarter and part of the third.
Yeah, we have a deep team. That's one of our strengths. And again, you just try to keep playing the same way from start to finish and play the right way.
When you see your players going up for a slam, and obviously some of the plays are really good, they're laid out really well, but when you go up and see somebody try and slam it off the back, you kind of look back and go, why did we do that?
Well, I just hope they make it. I mean, we give them opportunities to dunk the ball on lobs, and you hope the pass is good, and if not, they come back down with it safe and go right back up, but pretty active team.
How good of it was it to actually give your starters so much rest?
Oh, it's a great thing. The bench did a great job to give those guys rest. We got a very competitive game tomorrow, so everyone got a good time and everyone competed tonight.
All right, sounds good. Well, good luck the rest of the season and going into the playoffs as well, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, Coach Woolman, thanks. All right, Will, Lauren, Phil, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stewart. Nice notch in the victory column for first-year head coach McCall Woolman, and certainly the entire Cougar ball club, because the entire ball club contributed in a big way tonight. And once the starters were pulled and those reserves got in, it was their time, and they made the most of it.
There was no drop-off at all. You can tell Coach is definitely trying to build his program up, and that starts in your second string and your third string. You are only good as your weakest link, and Coach showed tonight that he may not have any weak links.
Yeah, and I'll make a prediction. I think I'm going to take off what Lauren said. I think Marysville and Coach Easter will use this as a positive. They will, when they play other people, they're not going to be quite as quick and quite as active. I think Marysville will learn from today and win enough games in their remaining 6 games to qualify to go to the tournament. That's my prediction.
I like the sound of it, and certainly their gamesmanship under adverse conditions, shorthanded on the road against a power team, exemplary performance in character and hustle.
They played hard. Coach Easter has his team in the right direction, Coach. You're 100% right, and you just want to play hard. There are some games that we know, hey, we might not win. We know we're down a few players, but it's all about your effort. You can control your effort. You may not control the score, but you can control your effort.
And what I like about him, too, is despite the score on the board, you never once saw him humiliate his players. He treated his players with class and encouragement when I think other coaches may not have done that with, 20, 30-point deficits.
Well said, Coach Oates, and I must say it was a pleasure working with you again tonight. I thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your schedule.
Oh, I love coming here. Thank you very much. Pleasure meeting you. And I don't get to see a lot of wins at Golden One these days, so it's nice to be on this side of a win,
Well, just consider it a standing invitation.
Thank you very much.
We'll go for it again in the near future. And
yeah, next year, new league. It'll be when we do this next year, it'll be a different opponent. None of the GEL teams are coming this direction.
And the Cougars will be crossing new horizons.
That's right. Maybe Sac High, Del Campo.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Well, that's the way it shakes out this evening here at Capital Christian High School in a Golden Empire League matchup with Marysville. The Cougars brought their A game and rolled to an impressive 83-36 victory over the visiting Indians. For Lauren Goodman, Phil Oates, Rick Stewart, Game Director Ronicia Harris, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, I'm Will James. We thank you for tuning in, and as always, look forward to the next occasion when we can cross your path. So long, everyone.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.